In this special video, you're about to uncover the hidden truths about aging that many doctors may not share openly. Understanding these insights might just empower you to take control of your life before it's too late. So settle in, because what you're about to learn could transform your perspective on aging and well-being. But first, let me share a story that illustrates the importance of this topic. Meet Mr. James, a 72-year-old retired teacher who had dedicated his life to nurturing young minds. After his wife passed away, he found himself increasingly isolated in their large family home. Initially, he felt a sense of freedom, reveling in the quiet and solitude. However, as the months rolled on, Mr. James began to experience an unsettling emptiness. The walls of his once vibrant home felt like they were closing in on him, suffocating the joy he once found in teaching and mentoring. Every day, Mr. James would sit in his favorite armchair, a cup of tea in hand, staring out the window at the world passing by. He watched neighbors bustle about, children playing in the streets, and families gathering for weekend barbecues. While he smiled at the scenes, a growing sense of loneliness seeped into his heart. The philosopher Henry David Thoreau once said, "The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation." Mr. James felt like one of those men, locked in a cycle of sadness and isolation. One particularly dreary evening, while sorting through old boxes in his attic, Mr. James stumbled upon a dusty scrapbook filled with mementos from his teaching days. The photographs brought back a flood of memories, the laughter of his students, the pride of their accomplishments, and the joy of shared learning. As he flipped through the pages, he realized how much he missed that connection, the vibrant interactions that once filled his life with meaning. In his heart, Mr. James understood that aging doesn't have to lead to isolation. The teachings of psychologist Erik Erikson emphasized the importance of social connections in later life. He had spent years fostering relationships with his students, but now he needed to nurture connections in his own life. The truth was undeniable. Social interactions are vital for maintaining mental health and well-being as we age. The next day, motivated by the memories of his past, Mr. James decided to take a bold step. He joined a local community center that hosted various activities for seniors. As he walked into the bustling room, filled with laughter and chatter, he felt a flicker of hope. It was as if he had stepped into a new world, a world that promised companionship and joy. At the community center, Mr. James discovered a myriad of activities: art classes, book clubs, and even dance lessons. He hesitated at first, unsure of where to begin, but a friendly voice broke through his uncertainty. "Why don't you join us for painting? It's never too late to explore your creativity." The invitation came from a fellow attendee, named Mrs. Clara, a vibrant woman in her late 60s. Her enthusiasm was infectious, and before he knew it, Mr. James found himself holding a paintbrush in his hand. As he immersed himself in the world of colors and canvases, Mr. James felt a sense of liberation. Each stroke of the brush allowed him to express emotions he had buried deep within. He laughed alongside his new friends, shared stories of their lives, and found solace in their shared experiences. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once stated, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." In this newfound community, Mr. James discovered his why, the joy of connection and creativity. Days turned into weeks, and Mr. James became a regular at the community center. He participated in discussions about literature and art, volunteered to teach a few classes, and even organized a weekly game night. Each interaction rejuvenated his spirit, and he realized that the key to thriving in old age was not merely about physical health, but nurturing the soul through relationships and passions. But as Mr. James blossomed into this new phase of life, he encountered a challenge he hadn't anticipated. One day, while discussing future plans with Clara and other friends, he expressed his desire to travel and explore the world. "There's so much I want to see and do. I've always dreamed of visiting the Grand Canyon and experiencing the beauty of nature," he shared, his eyes sparkling with excitement. However, when he mentioned the idea to his son, Mark, the response was less than supportive. "Dad, you're not as young as you used to be. Traveling alone can be dangerous. Why don't you just stay here where it's safe?" The concern in Mark's voice was evident, but it stung nonetheless. Mr. James felt a mix of frustration and sadness. The desire for adventure clashed with the protective instincts of his loved ones. In that moment, he remembered the words of the psychologist Carl Rogers. "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." Mr. James understood that he had to stand firm in his aspirations while reassuring his family of his capabilities. He needed to strike a balance between his independence and their concerns, showing them that age does not diminish one's spirit. Mr. James decided to have an open conversation with Mark. He invited his son over for dinner, hoping to bridge the gap in understanding. Mark, I appreciate your concern, but I want you to know that I'm still capable of taking care of myself. Traveling is something I've always wanted to do, and I think it could enrich my life in ways you can't imagine, he began gently. At first, Mark was hesitant, but as they discussed Mr. James's plans in detail, he began to see the fire in his father's eyes. Mr. James shared stories of his past adventures, reminding Mark of the adventurous spirit he had always admired in his father. Slowly, Mark's apprehension began to fade, replaced by admiration for his father's determination to embrace life fully. Okay, Dad, I see how much this means to you. Just promise me you'll take precautions, Mark eventually conceded, a smile breaking through his initial worry. This conversation marked a turning point for both of them, an acknowledgement that love sometimes means letting go and allowing our loved ones to pursue their passions. In the weeks that followed, Mr. James began to plan his trip to the Grand Canyon. He researched safe travel options, booked accommodations, and even connected with fellow travelers online. The excitement was palpable, and he felt more alive than he had in years. The philosopher Rainer Maria Rilke once said, "The only journey is the one within." Mr. James was embarking on a journey that would not only take him to breathtaking landscapes, but also deepen his understanding of himself. As he packed his bags, he reflected on the transformation he had undergone since joining the community center. The friendships he had formed, the creativity he had reignited, and the adventurous spirit he was reclaiming were all part of the tapestry of aging with grace. Mr. James understood that aging does not mean relinquishing dreams. Rather, it is an opportunity to redefine them. The day of his trip arrived, and as Mr. James stood at the edge of the Grand Canyon, he marveled at the vastness before him. The colors of the sunset painted the sky in hues of orange, pink, and purple, igniting a sense of wonder within him. He took a deep breath, inhaling the crisp air, and with it, he felt a surge of gratitude for the life he was living. In that moment, he realized that aging is not about counting years. It's about embracing each moment with vigor and purpose. The wisdom he had gained over the years was now a guiding light, illuminating the path ahead. Mr. James understood that he had a choice: to either dwell in the shadows of regret or to shine brightly in the light of possibility. As he returned home, he carried not just memories of his adventure, but also a renewed sense of self. He shared stories of his travels with Clara and the other friends at the community center, inspiring them to consider their own dreams and aspirations. The ripple effect of his journey encouraged others to step out of their comfort zones, reinforcing the idea that it's never too late to pursue what sets our souls on fire. The journey of aging, as Mr. James learned, is not a solitary one. It is intertwined with the lives of those we love and the connections we forge along the way. It's about celebrating the beauty of life, embracing change, and nurturing the relationships that enrich our journeys. As we wrap up Mr. James's story, consider how it resonates with your own experiences. Are there dreams you've set aside? Are there connections you've neglected? Remember, it's never too late to redefine your path and embrace the adventures that await. Life is a precious gift, and each day presents a new opportunity to create memories, build relationships, and live fully. So, as you reflect on your own life, ask yourself, what steps can you take today to live more authentically and joyfully? The answers may surprise you, and the journey ahead can be filled with wonder and excitement, just waiting to be explored. Mr. James's transformative journey serves as a reminder that aging is not merely about the passage of time, but about the choices we make and the connections we nurture. As we delve deeper into the complexities of growing older, it's essential to recognize that our mental and emotional well-being plays a crucial role in how we experience this stage of life. Each decision we make, whether big or small, contributes to the tapestry of our existence and the legacy we leave behind. In the world of aging, there lies an often overlooked truth: the impact of lifestyle choices on our health. Research underscores the significance of maintaining a balanced diet, engaging in regular physical activity, and managing stress. These elements are not just beneficial, they are vital. Mr. James's experience at the community center was not only about forming connections, but also about embracing a healthier lifestyle. He started taking yoga classes, which not only improved his flexibility, but also provided a serene space to connect with his inner self and others. The gentle movements and mindful breathing helped him cultivate peace amid life's uncertainties. Moreover, the conversations he shared with fellow attendees about nutrition sparked an awakening. He learned about the Mediterranean diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, which is associated with numerous health benefits, including reduced risk of heart disease and cognitive decline. Mr. James began experimenting with new recipes, incorporating these nourishing elements into his meals. Cooking became a joyful activity, an avenue for creativity that further solidified the friendships he was cultivating. Sharing healthy dishes during potluck dinners at the community center fostered a sense of camaraderie and collective well-being. As he ventured into this new lifestyle, Mr. James also discovered the importance of mental stimulation, engaging in activities that challenge the mind such as puzzles, reading, and learning new skills has been linked to better cognitive health. Inspired by his surroundings, he enrolled in a course on digital photography, a passion he had never explored before. The instructor, a vibrant woman in her 50s, encouraged the class to see the world through a different lens. Each assignment pushed him to venture outside, capturing the beauty of nature and the essence of everyday life. This creative outlet not only honed his skills, but also expanded his social circle as he collaborated with classmates on projects and shared feedback. But aging is not only about the physical and mental aspects, it also encompasses the emotional landscape we navigate. Mr. James learned that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. In those moments of sharing stories and experiences with friends at the community center, he found healing. They spoke candidly about their fears, regrets, and aspirations, forging bonds that transcended mere acquaintance. It became evident that the act of sharing, whether through laughter or tears, was a powerful catalyst for personal growth. One afternoon, during a heart-to-heart conversation with Clara, she revealed her struggles with anxiety and how it had affected her quality of life. Mr. James listened intently, offering support and understanding. "You're not alone in this, Clara. We all have our battles, but sharing them can lighten the load," he reassured her. This moment of vulnerability not only deepened their friendship, but also encouraged others in the group to open up about their own challenges. The once quiet community center transformed into a safe haven where each individual felt seen and valued. As the seasons changed, so did Mr. James's perspective on aging. He realized that it is a continuous journey of self-discovery, filled with opportunities to learn, grow, and connect. The philosopher Simone de Beauvoir once said, "Aging is an extraordinary process where you become the person you always should have been." Mr. James embraced this notion wholeheartedly, understanding that the essence of who he was remained intact, waiting to be unveiled through new experiences and relationships. In a particularly poignant moment, Mr. James organized a storytelling evening at the community center, inviting everyone to share their life experiences. The room buzzed with excitement as attendees prepared to open their hearts. Each story weaved a rich tapestry of life lessons, triumphs, and challenges, reminding them all that they were part of something larger, a community that thrived on connection and support. Listening to others' tales allowed Mr. James to reflect on his own journey, recognizing the beauty in both the struggles and celebrations. As the night wore on, Mrs. Clara shared a story about her late husband, who had been her greatest supporter. She spoke of their adventures together and how they had navigated life's ups and downs hand in hand. Tears welled in her eyes, but she smiled as she recounted the love they shared. "He taught me that life is about embracing every moment, no matter how small," she concluded, her voice steady despite the emotion. Inspired by Clara's strength, Mr. James decided to honor his own late wife by creating a scrapbook of their shared memories. He gathered photographs, letters, and mementos, each piece sparking a memory that brought both joy and nostalgia. This act of remembrance became a therapeutic journey, allowing him to process his grief while celebrating the love they had built together. It became clear to him that grief is not a linear process. It ebbs and flows, often resurfacing at unexpected moments. As he shared his scrapbook with friends at the community center, he encouraged them to embark on similar projects. "Let's celebrate our past while embracing the present," he urged. The room filled with excitement as others began to collect their own memories, creating a beautiful sense of unity. The act of sharing these personal stories fostered deeper connections, reminding everyone that while aging may come with loss, it is also a time to cherish the life we have lived and the relationships we continue to build. Through these experiences, Mr. James realized that the key to aging gracefully lies not just in maintaining physical health or mental acuity, but in nurturing the connections that enrich our lives. The community center became a focal point for growth, creativity, and emotional support. It was a reminder that each person, regardless of age, has the capacity to inspire and uplift others. As we reflect on Mr. James's journey, it becomes evident that aging is not a destination, but a continuous evolution. The lessons he learned about connection, vulnerability, and self-discovery are universal truths that resonate with us all. It's essential to recognize the power of our choices and the impact they have on our lives and the lives of those around us. So, as we navigate our own paths through life, let us remember the words of the poet Maya Angelou. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Each day offers an opportunity to embrace change, seek connection, and live authentically. The journey of aging can be filled with beauty, adventure, and profound connections if we choose to engage fully with the world around us. As Mr. James continued to immerse himself in this vibrant community, he also began to notice subtle changes within himself. He felt lighter, as if the burdens of isolation and regret were lifting. The friendships he cultivated at the community center acted as a balm for his soul, filling voids he didn't even realize existed. It was during one of these gatherings that he met Daniel, a retired firefighter with a hearty laugh and an adventurous spirit. Daniel had a knack for storytelling that captivated everyone around him, and soon Mr. James found himself drawn into conversations that sparked joy and laughter. One afternoon, as they shared stories over coffee, Daniel spoke of his recent hiking trips, igniting a spark of curiosity in Mr. James. "You know, I've always wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail," Mr. James confided, a hint of hesitation in his voice. "But I thought I was too old for such adventures." Daniel's eyes lit up, and with enthusiasm he replied, "It's never too late. Let's plan a weekend trip. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish." Excitement bubbled within Mr. James as he considered the possibility. The idea of traversing nature's beauty resonated deeply with him. Inspired by Daniel's encouragement, he decided to take the plunge. They organized a weekend hiking trip, with Mr. James meticulously planning every detail. Preparing for the hike allowed him to channel his creative energy, and he even crafted a checklist to ensure he had everything he needed. As the day of the hike approached, a mix of anticipation and nervousness coursed through Mr. James. He hadn't hiked in years, and the thought of taking on the trails filled him with both excitement and trepidation. However, he reminded himself of the lessons he had learned about embracing challenges, no matter how daunting they may seem.
He recalled Clara's words from their
earlier discussions about stepping out of one's comfort zone and the rewards that often come with it. When the day finally arrived, Mr. James met Daniel at the trailhead, equipped with a backpack filled with snacks, water, and a sense of adventure. The air was crisp, and the sun filtered through the trees, casting a warm glow on the path ahead. As they began their hike, they laughed and shared stories, each step bringing them closer to the summit and to each other. The physical exertion was invigorating, and Mr. James felt a rush of adrenaline as they climbed higher. The beauty of nature enveloped them, the sight of vibrant wildflowers, the sound of birds chirping, and the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. It was a sensory feast that awakened something deep within him. With every breath, he felt more alive, more connected to the world around him. Halfway through the hike, they stopped to take a break, sitting on a large rock overlooking a breathtaking view. The valley stretched. Out below them, a tapestry of greens and browns, with the sun setting in the distance. In that moment of stillness, Mr. James reflected on how far he had come from a place of isolation to this beautiful shared experience. "Thank you for pushing me to do this, Daniel," he said, a smile spreading across his face. "I have forgotten how invigorating it feels to be out in nature." Daniel nodded, his eyes twinkling with understanding. "That's the beauty of life, my friend. Sometimes all we need is a little nudge to rediscover what makes us feel alive." Their conversation flowed effortlessly, touching on dreams, regrets, and aspirations, topics that resonated deeply as they explored not only the landscape but also the landscapes of their lives. As they continued their hike, Mr. James felt a sense of camaraderie with Daniel. It was a reminder that friendship is an essential ingredient in the journey of aging. The conversations they shared, the laughter that echoed through the trees, and the shared challenges on the trail reinforced the idea that life is richer when we embrace connections with others. Upon reaching the summit, the view took Mr. James's breath away. The vast expanse before him seemed to stretch infinitely, and in that moment, he felt a profound sense of accomplishment. He had faced his fears and taken a leap of faith, and it had led him to this moment of beauty and triumph. The summit became a metaphor for the journey of aging filled with obstacles, yet rewarding in ways that are often unimaginable. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, Mr. James felt a surge of gratitude. It was a reminder that life's most meaningful moments often occur when we step outside our comfort zones. The experience solidified his belief that aging is not about what we lose, but about what we can gain through new experiences and relationships. Returning to the community center after the hike, Mr. James carried with him not only memories of the stunning views, but also a renewed sense of purpose. He was eager to share his adventure with Clara and the other friends, hoping to inspire them to seek their own adventures. "You won't believe the breathtaking view from the top," he exclaimed during their next gathering. "It was one of the most empowering experiences of my life." His enthusiasm was contagious, igniting a spark of curiosity among his friends. Clara, inspired by his adventure, mentioned her desire to try pottery, saying, "I've always wanted to create something beautiful with my hands." Encouraged by Mr. James's story, several others began to share their own aspirations, creating a chorus of ideas that filled the room with excitement. Mr. James realized that this communal support was invaluable. It was a testament to the power of shared experiences and the importance of uplifting one another. The community center became a sanctuary where dreams were nurtured and friendships grew deeper through encouragement and understanding. Each person's journey was validated, and they found strength in one another's stories. As the weeks passed, Mr. James continued to participate in activities at the community center, weaving more experiences into the fabric of his life.
He started a hiking club, inviting others to join him on local trails, fostering a sense of adventure among those who may have thought they were past their prime for such activities.
The club quickly became a hit, with members ranging from their 60s to their 80s, all eager to explore the great outdoors and connect with one another. During one of their hikes, Mr. James encountered a woman named Eleanor, who was in her 70s and had recently lost her husband. She had been hesitant to join the hiking club, but found solace in the supportive community. "I didn't think I could do this," she admitted, her voice trembling slightly. "But being out here makes me feel alive again." Mr. James could see the light returning to her eyes as she embraced the beauty of nature and the camaraderie of the group. Through shared stories and laughter, Eleanor found a renewed sense of purpose, and Mr. James was reminded once again of the transformative power of connection. The group became a support system, encouraging one another to face challenges together and celebrate victories. No matter how small, Mr. James noticed that this sense of belonging was a crucial aspect of aging gracefully, finding a community that fosters growth, resilience, and joy. As the seasons changed, Mr. James's life continued to blossom. The friendships he nurtured enriched his days, filling them with laughter, adventure, and meaningful conversations. He often reflected on the journey he had taken from a place of solitude to a vibrant life filled with purpose and connection. The wisdom he had gained through his experiences shaped his outlook on aging, reinforcing the notion that life is a continuous journey of discovery. In the midst of this newfound joy, Mr. James also recognized the importance of giving back to the community that had embraced him so warmly. Inspired by his experiences, he decided to start a mentorship program at the community center, aimed at connecting the older generation with younger individuals seeking guidance. "We have so much to share," he explained during a meeting with the center's director. "Let's create a bridge between our experiences and their aspirations." The mentorship program blossomed, pairing seniors with young adults eager to learn from their wisdom. Mr. James found great fulfillment in his role as a mentor, sharing stories of his teaching days and encouraging young minds to pursue their dreams relentlessly. The program not only strengthened the community but also fostered intergenerational relationships that were enriching for both sides. As he mentored young adults, Mr. James began to see the impact of his words. Many expressed how his encouragement had instilled confidence in their abilities. "You remind me that age is just a number," one student said. "Your passion for life is inspiring." These moments reinforced Mr. James's belief that aging is not a burden but a gift, a treasure trove of experiences waiting to be shared. Reflecting on his journey, Mr. James understood that the essence of aging lies in the choices we make and the connections we cultivate. It's about embracing life fully, finding joy in the simple moments, and nurturing relationships that empower us to thrive. The lessons he learned from his friends, the adventures he embarked upon, and the wisdom he shared with others formed a beautiful tapestry of resilience and purpose. As we conclude Mr. James's inspiring story, let us remember the key takeaways about aging. Life is not measured solely by the years we accumulate, but by the moments we create and the connections we foster. Each day presents an opportunity to embrace change, pursue passions, and engage with the world around us. Aging is an extraordinary journey, filled with possibilities, and it's never too late to redefine what it means to live a fulfilling life. So, as you reflect on your own experiences, consider what steps you can take to nurture your relationships. Pursue your dreams and embrace the adventures that await. The journey is yours to explore, and the possibilities are endless. Aging is not simply about growing older. It's about evolving, adapting, and finding new ways to connect with ourselves and others. Just as Mr. James discovered, it is a process of rediscovery of passions long set aside and dreams that may have been forgotten. As we navigate through different stages of life, the importance of maintaining a curious spirit cannot be overstated. Curiosity propels us to seek out new experiences, challenge the status quo, and embrace the unknown. Mr. James's decision to hike, to join the community center, and to mentor young adults exemplifies the beauty of curiosity in action. It is this very curiosity that fuels our desire to learn, grow, and ultimately thrive as we age. Moreover, it's essential to recognize the role of adaptability in the aging process. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances can change in an instant. Embracing adaptability allows us to navigate these changes with grace and resilience. Mr. James learned to adapt not only to the loss of his wife, but also to the evolving dynamics of his own life. With each new challenge, he found ways to pivot and create opportunities for joy and fulfillment. This adaptability became a cornerstone of his journey, allowing him to embrace the unexpected and forge ahead. Furthermore, the relationships we build in our later years can be profoundly enriching. Mr. James's friendships with Clara, Daniel, and the other members of the community center provided him with a support system that was invaluable. These connections allowed him to share experiences, celebrate achievements, and lean on one another during difficult times. The importance of these relationships cannot be overstated. They are often the lifelines that keep us anchored and grounded, reminding us that we are never truly alone. As we reflect on the interconnectedness of these themes, curiosity, adaptability, and relationships, it becomes clear that aging can be a beautiful tapestry woven from the threads of our experiences. Each thread contributes to the richness of our lives, forming a narrative that reflects our unique journeys. It is through this lens that we can view aging not as a decline, but as an opportunity for growth and transformation. In the broader context of society, it is crucial to challenge the stereotypes and misconceptions surrounding aging. Too often, we associate old age with decline, frailty, and isolation. However, Mr. James's story is a testament to the fact that aging can be vibrant, fulfilling, and full of potential. By sharing stories like his, we can begin to shift the narrative around aging, fostering a culture that values the contributions and wisdom of older adults. The conversations we have about aging can have a profound impact on how society views older individuals. We must celebrate their achievements and recognize the wealth of knowledge they possess. Creating spaces where intergenerational dialogues can flourish is vital, as it allows for the sharing of wisdom and experiences that benefit everyone involved. Mr. James's mentorship program serves as an excellent model for how we can bridge generational gaps and foster understanding and respect. Moreover, it's essential to advocate for policies and initiatives that support healthy aging. This includes access to healthcare, mental health resources, community programs, and opportunities for lifelong learning. When we prioritize these aspects of aging, we empower individuals to lead fulfilling lives, regardless of their age. As a society, we must work together to create environments that nurture the potential of every individual, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to thrive. As we conclude our exploration of aging through Mr. James's inspiring journey, Let us carry forward the lessons learned. Embrace curiosity, adapt to life's changes, and nurture relationships that uplift and inspire. Aging is a journey filled with opportunities, waiting for each of us to seize them. The stories we share, the connections we cultivate, and the passions we pursue will shape the narrative of our lives, reminding us that we have the power to live fully and authentically at any age. So, as you move forward, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. What dreams have you set aside? What connections can you nurture? Let Mr. James's story serve as a guiding light, encouraging you to embrace the beauty of aging with open arms. The adventure is yours to embark upon, and the horizon is filled with endless possibilities. Embrace this chapter of your life with courage and joy, and remember, it's never too late to create the life you've always dreamed of.